Hi, and welcome back to the SolidCAM mill turn training video sessions. In the previous video, we just put a rough and finish operation on our OD profile, and now I want to deal with drilling the center hole of this part out. I'm going to treat this as a turning drilling operation. The difference here is that if I were to go to SolidCAM's 2.5D tab, I can select drilling from up here. This is more of a milling drilling, so this would be something for maybe not on the center line. I could use center line if I needed to, but think of this as more of a milling style drilling where the tool will be spinning and the part will be stationary. When I flip over to turning mode and go into drilling, the part will be spinning and the tool will be stationary. So we're going to mount the drilling tool in the upper B-axis head. And because we're on center line, I don't have geometry to pick because we're going to be drilling on the center line itself. So all I really have to do is come in and select a tool. So for this particular operation, it's going to be tool 21. And it's going to be this guy right here. And if we look at this tool itself, this has kind of a similar type of trait where there's multiple program points, so I'm going to pick my program point to be for the main spindle and collect that into my tool path. From here, I'm going to set my levels. Again, not a lot to change here. I don't need to change it. You could change clearance levels, safety levels on the part. I typically don't change that too often. In the technology tab, this is where we're going to define the definition for our start, where the drill is to start machining and where it's to stop drilling. So what I can do is put my cursor here in the drill start and just re-solidify this face. I'm going to come out and select this face and collect this in, and you'll see that that field turns green. And again, this is what's known as a persistent ID inside of SolidWorks. So I've defined where the drill starting point is now tied to my model. So if that face were to move up or down due to revision change, my tool path will adapt with it as well. On the drill depth, I will come in, pick the back face. Again, setting the depth, so we're going to go from 0 to 60 millimeters. And then any additional amount that I want to make sure I get all the way through the part. Now, this kind of correlates with this right here. Am I drilling to the tip or to the diameter? And this picture kind of shows 1,000 words here. If I am using like a 118-degree included angle drill point, I'd probably be drilling to the diameter, and that way it can calculate that distance from the widest portion or the largest diameter down to the point of the drill. In this case, because it's more of a flat bottom machining type of tool, I'm not going to specify this. I'm just going to go ahead and drill it to the tip, and I might give it some additional clearance of, say, I want you to go an additional 2 millimeters beyond that 60 millimeter, just so I got a good clean surface there to work with. And then the drilling mode here, what type of can cycle are we going to be using? So here I can say it's a pecking cycle, and then I can give it any of the information that I would want for my peck. So maybe we're going to step down with a 2 millimeter step down. Do I want to do a full retract out of the hole in between pecks? No. How much do I want to have it pick up in between, its incremental pecks? So 0.45 of a millimeter inside of there. And then once I have that defined, I'll go ahead and hit save and calculate, and it will bring that operation out into the screen. From here, again, I like to kind of go into my simulation, maybe go into turning mode again quick, just to kind of check my initial just 2D parameters of this. There we can see our peck increments pecking down and our small retract 0.45 of a millimeter out, our 2 millimeters past the hole. Again, take this into Solid Verify to visually see it this way if I want to see it here in Solid Verify. And again, different ways of viewing the part. Depending on what we're doing, we'll jump into different modes at different times, which best suits our needs for that given point. I thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next.